So we have a website. We have text, we have images, we have links. Everything's organized, so we're not likely to lose anything. But it's not the most attractive website out there. It's plain black and white. Everything just kind of follows one after the other on the web page. It's not the most attractive thing you're ever going to find. So let's try and fix that. There's several different methods of formatting things so they make a bit more sense. The one I'm going to teach you involves something called tables. Now a table is basically a grid of rows and columns. I made one here. And each intersection between a row and column is what we call a cell. Each cell contains its own information and stays in a grid pattern with the row and column it's in. Now, let's create our own. Once again, Kompozer has kindly provided us with a convenient button to use. Click on Table. Go over here and you can see we can make up to a 6x6 table. You can make them larger, but you have to do it yourself. Now let's say we put a picture next to the text, or put the picture next to the text. So we'll need a 2-column, 1-row grid. Select the picture, cut, right-click inside the cell we want to put it in, paste, select the text, yet again cut, and paste. And there we go. It's next to each other, but still not that great. The text looks a little cramped in there, so let's give it a bit more room to breathe. Drag the box out a little bit. Has a bit more room. Actually, a bit too much. Let's drag it back a bit. And there's a bit of spare room at the bottom, so let's get rid of some of that. A bit more. There we go. I'm happy with that. So let's save it and see what it looks like. There you go. Looks pretty good. Missed a bullet point down there. I'll get that in a second. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with the formatting. It's not the most attractive border, though. It's kind of bland, kind of blah. So let's say we just get rid of it. Go back to Kompozer. First off, let me get rid of that bullet point. Right-click anywhere in the table and go to Table Cell Properties. Move around a bit, excuse me. Here we go, Table Cell Properties. Now, as you can see, we have a tab for cells and a tab for tables. Cell basically formats each individual cell in the table. Table formats the table as a whole. Now, here we have a section for borders and spacing. Let's get rid of the border. That will get rid of the black and white lines. Change its width to 0. Hit apply, and you can see a change back here. Go to OK. And as you can see, the border was replaced with this dotted red line. Not the most attractive replacement, but let's see how it works. Go to Save and Browse. And you'll notice the red line does not show up. It only shows up in Kompozer to show you where the cells are located in the table. Our page is formatted, but it's still not all that attractive. It's still kind of blah, black and white. So let's add a bit of color to it. Go back to Kompozer. And let's change the background to something a bit more interesting. Let's go to, here we go, Choose Color for Background. It is right beneath the box for Choose Color for Font. So, click the box. As you can see, the default's white. And you can choose pretty much any color under the rainbow. Don't go crazy here. You don't want anything too bright and vibrant. That will just, be a little too much information for the eye. It'll drive web surfers away. So I typically like to choose something understated but a little bit warm. So let's go with nice peach or peach yellow. Let's go with peach. Okay. As you can see, it changes the entire background to the website, even behind the cell. Save, browse, and you can see what it looks like. Now, I can't imagine, I'm quite happy with this. I would leave this as it was rather than changing it. But just to show you how you can, if you wanted to change the background color, say around the text, to different from the background color of the page as a whole, you can do that. Go back to Kompozer, right-click inside the cell, go to, oops, excuse me, table cell properties, cells, and here you go. You can see, choose a background color right here. Choose it. Let's say, for argument's sake, you want to make that, let's say you want to make that a lavender. Still fairly understated, but a little different. So you select that, click OK, click Apply, and the box becomes lavender. Save, browse, and it works. Well, congratulations. You have now formatted your web page and added a bit of color to it.